Hey, this is Maskman, and this is another update video. So, fixed a bunch of stuff. First thing I fixed, wall float glitch is now completely gone. It's gone. It's gone forever. I have been trying for an hour to get it to glitch, and it has not glitched. I actually did a slight setup so it wouldn't actually do it anymore. Now if you get anywhere close to the wall or to the floor or to the roof while floating, it automatically takes you out of float, and it applies to both the left and the right wall now. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so if you get anywhere close to the wall, it takes you out of float, so you can't float up against the wall. Next thing, this is completely fixed now because there were some instances where this would work and it would stick you into the ground, but now it doesn't. This no longer puts you into the roof now, even if you flight cancel your jump, it pops you out of the wall. As you can see here, hopefully I don't hit my head on the thing. Awesome. So yeah, there. It pops you out of the wall now if you do it on the correct frame. And if you do it any beforehand, it doesn't pop you up. So yeah, so now it pops you out. That's a frame perfect thing where it actually gets you in. I think it's actually like 4 frames or something, but it's a very small window to actually get it to pop you in. Because I figured out what it's doing. What it's doing is it's changing the state, and since the state change is at 0, it doesn't actually move you. So if I can explain it. The way the code was set up is that it detects if you're in a wall, and then it detects if you're going to hit a wall, or if you're gonna if you don't. It detects if you're going to hit a wall, and if it's going to hit a wall, it sets you to 0. But what was happening was that in some instances it would be at the correct angle, or it would be going just fast enough to get stuck into the wall. And when you're stuck in the wall, it sets you to 0, so it wouldn't pop you out at the speed you were going. It would basically be eternally trying to pop you out at 0, which means you wouldn't go anywhere because your speed's 0. So I figured that out, and basically I made it in that instance it would pop you out at a specific rate, and it's basically a hard thing for if you're on the ground or in the air. Also, whenever you change the state to the floating state, it would set you at 0 first, which means the same thing. So the reason why it was happening with floating, like here, is that when you first initiate your float, any upward speed you have gets set to 0, and then you slowly go down from there. So if I set that to 60, no matter what your upward momentum is, so if I'm holding up and I press jump, nothing's actually going to happen. And the reason why nothing happens is because you can only go into float once you're already in the air. So if I hold up on the ground, it will jump. And the reason why is it's just because now because it's supposed to be like a quote unquote Smash Bros. It's just the same as if you turned on, like if you're playing Peach and you hold up, right? Or you turned off tap jump. I don't know if this whatever in Melee, because you can mod Melee, but if you hold up and turn on tap jump, you won't immediately float. At least the last time I played her, that's not what happened. And so if you hold up here and press jump, you won't immediately float. You only start floating as soon as you hold up, and this is at any point in the air, so you can actually do this and do that. Now there is a command that is actually going on right now, because I forgot I did this right before. I don't have a list in front of me, so this is all coming from my mind. What it used to be is you could do it immediately, and now you can't. There's actually a limit. So it won't do it if your initial speed is above a certain thing, and unless you're, if your vertical momentum is at a certain speed. So yeah, there's a float limit. I could do it as immediately, and it won't do it. It won't do it immediately. There's a float limit. I forgot what the actual thing is. Basically, I'm actually hitting these at about the same frame, and that's like the closest I can get it. And I'm on 10 FPS now. So yeah, that's about the closest I can get it. There is a limit on it. Next glitches. I fixed this thing. So now it goes immediately into wall slide, and it goes immediately into wall slide with all 3 characters. Yeah. So it goes in wall slide with all 3 characters. And I am not sure if I mentioned this in this video yet, because I restarted this video a couple times. But the main fix that I fixed was that you can't infinite wall jump anymore. Because now if you try to switch while in the air, after switching in the air once, you can't switch anymore. So now you can only swap. You can swap on the ground. Oh yeah, game crash. Also this thing, I literally found this I found this right before I started recording. It's a good thing to mention. If you are a character, so say I'm white, right? So say I'm the player, right? If I hit both Usagi and Koel on the same whatever, or like at the same time, a bug comes up. And this bug only exists because there are 3 players. So if I take out one of the players, and I don't want to do this right now, but I've already tested this. If I take out one of the players, so say I took out the player object and made it only those 2, if I try to hit both the swap things at the same time, it's also a result of having multiple swap buttons. But if I try to hit both the swap buttons at the same time, one of them is just ignored because I'm already a player. The other one is not ignored. And then it'll just be one at a time, and I'll basically be swapping super fast because it's just it's checking to see if it's pressed. So if I just mash both of them at the same time, it's just gonna swap back and forth. Yeah. So let me restart the game. But yeah, right now there is a kind of oversight bug thing. It's not really a bug, even though it crashes the game. It's an oversight. If you are, so like if I'm player right now and I hit K and L, which is both the Usagi and the Koel button, they haven't rendered yet, and so it dies. And they have to be really close to each other. Like I was clicking them almost at the same time, but it has to be really close to each other, and then it dies. So yeah, besides that, but the main thing is you can't swap to a thing in the air. So that's it. So after you swap, that's it. That's all you got. If you swap in the air to try to get more height or something, that's all you have until you hit the ground again. And this gets rid of the Usagi Koel bug. I'm not sure. Does this fix this? Yeah, it also fixes the player Usagi bug because they could also do the same thing. It was actually better with them because they both had a double jump, so they could switch jump instead of having to jump switch jump. But yeah, took care of that bug. Everything works out fine. I don't get stuck in the roof anymore because it'll move you out of the roof. I can swap once in the air to like say flight or something. Yeah, everything works out fine now. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna start finishing up the drawings of the characters, and yeah, I will see you guys on the next update. Bye.